It is March 2023 right now. About 2 years ago, a few months after acquiring this car and I started doing all my inspections and mods on it, I was looking into getting my door struts replaced because the driver's side one was a little bit droopy. It could hold itself up, but it wasn't so good. The passenger one would just stay up for about a second and just fall. If it was really hot out, the pressures would be high enough to kind of keep the door open similarly to the driver's side, but it's New England here. It's not always hot. I searched all over the place because I like the look of the original door struts. These are the SGS door struts. I don't really understand why we had to buy something like this from England. Companies all around the world make struts. Why did we have to get it from England? Maybe that's just because that's the place that we found. However, it seems like SGS won't ship internationally anymore because this is like a hazardous product because it's pressurized. I don't know. These other aftermarket ones, the shaft is much narrower than the original struts. After much searching and contacting companies that make this stuff, I found a company that was willing to make this. They're out in jolly old Canada. 2 years later, my package has finally arrived. This contains the 4 struts I've been waiting 2 years for. I'm using a chisel because I don't know where my knife is. Oh. These are the brand new struts that were custom made for my application here. Unfortunately, I don't have my original struts to compare with because they don't exist anymore. These ends were welded onto the top. This was cut off to be welded onto this new strut, and my bottom piece was reused here, so I figured there's probably no reason to send the other one back. Maybe I should have gotten one back so I can have one for comparison. Oh well. Right here you can see them side by side. Obviously this one's much bigger than the other one, but is it better? This shaft is just about 10 mil. Not perfect, but it is 10. And then the body would be about 22 mil wide, 22.03. They are almost the same length, fully extended. They are practically the same, just a little bit different there. I don't think I can measure that. The body, oh yeah, yes I could. Don't be stupid. No I can't. It's 6 5/8 long for the body, and this one is 6 3/4 long. It's just a smidge different, but it seems to be the smidge that was different that required us to like search far and wide for longer ball sockets and adding like jam nuts to increase the length. Now to measure the big boy. The shaft is 15.96, just shy of 16 millimeters thick, about 60% thicker. Let's measure the body. Try not to scratch up my paint with this. The body is 28.4 millimeters in diameter. I do have a slight concern here. I asked for these to be charged to 780 newtons. The SGS struts that I had, I asked for 765. And 765 was a little bit spicy when it was like really hot out, maybe like 90 degrees. So 780 may be too much. I was assured that these would have a really fancy soft open, so hopefully it should be okay. Since this was right in my face, I remembered. The OEM struts have 2 grooves here. There's like one here and like one here, somewhere around here. I don't have the measurements. But all the aftermarket ones seem to have 1 groove, especially those dangerous Yahoo auction ones, which are too strong and can potentially damage your body mount. Ow, careful, this door is very heavy. So without one of the struts or even damaged struts, it's really easy to start hurting yourself. I just pinched my finger on the door handle because the door moved unexpectedly in a different way. Normally it just pops straight up. In this case, it didn't. It also may be wise to get like a broomstick or something to kind of prop this up. I'm just using my shoulder. I still have 1 strut attached. You should always have at least 1 or some sort of planned method of holding your door up. You can also use like a transmission jack or something. I think I used that last time with like a rag on it. We have a problem. Or we may have a problem. Crap. Oh no. Let me go check. So for example, the threaded end is facing me, fine. This threaded end is facing the other way, great. I have this one. The threaded end on top is facing me, but the threaded end on the bottom is also facing me. Crap. Just kidding. They rotate. I had you go in there, didn't I? So they rotate clockwise. I'm just gonna twist it and I expect it to kind of go. There we go. Ta-da! That wasn't so bad. Tricky bit here is you gotta get it just right so there's no pressure on the strut. for it to turn. It's probably difficult because I still have the other side on. But whatever, just get these installed. So here they are. This is the SGS strut right here. Look at the tiny girth of this thing. Then this ginormous strut-wise girthy strut right here with the enormous ball and the enormous, that's not a ball, that's just a socket joint, it's a Heim joint. And this tiny little ball with its tiny girth. I'm having a little bit of a technical difficulty here. I have my transmission jack kind of pinning the door as high as it'll go. I wonder if I should install the front strut first and then do the back one, because the back one has like a more straightforward angle. The front one has a more aggressive tilt to the mounting stud than the rear one. The rear one just kind of goes straight in, kind of straight in at the bottom too. There's more of a slope in front of the windshield here, and definitely more of a slope at the front of the door. So I've kind of just been bouncing on the door a little bit to relieve some of the pressure so I could just kind of screw this in all the way. It's working. It's working. Not great, but it's working. All right, let's lower the jack. Man, I was really flexing this door up. All right, the moment of truth here. Let's see how well this works. Ooh, okay. This is a healthy amount of weight to push down. And look, it can raise the door from there. Let me inspect what it looks like when it... Okay. All right. It's about 50 degrees in my garage in here. I don't know what that is in Celsius, but I hope this isn't too much. First impressions here, I think 780 newtons is way too much. It's really stiff, but it is fairly smooth. The issue you would have with a strut that's too strong would be putting additional stress to this. I've never seen the cheapo Yahoo auction struts you can get that look just like these. Those don't have soft open, but apparently they will fling the door open violently enough where you're gonna put stress on this, where you can see this part of the metal flex. I don't think the back side has the issue, but it's more the front one. I don't see the issue with these when the soft open activates, so it should be okay. I'm gonna try this again from a different view, see what it looks like. So why do I think 780 is too strong? That. The door is not closed. You actually have to put effort into slamming the door shut now. Like, that's no longer good enough. The door is barely open right now, but it is capable of holding itself up right now. See that gap? There's not much gap here. It would never be able to do that before, but I think right about there. The biggest negative thing about this right now is definitely the pressure, because the amount of effort required to close the door is significant, much more significant than before. It's not so much the effort required to pull down, it's more of getting the door latched on properly, that like you have to intentionally kind of slam it down to lock it right now. I always have the option to send them back for the pressure to be changed. Maybe the soft open can be kind of adjusted too. I don't know how these work still. I'm gonna have to call and ask. But this is interesting. Yeah, the door's definitely not open all the way. It requires a stroke to like pump it or something. Yeah. Interesting. Or did I break it? Huh. What do you guys think? I sent these in 2 years ago, probably 1 or 2 weeks shy. Finally got them back. Yes, the owner had some health issues, but it just seemed like it took a very long time. He is doing much better now. Hopefully it stays that way so he can churn out more of these things for everybody. His shop works on all kinds of struts. He doesn't just work on these. He just happened to end up making a custom set for me because he was unable to repair the set that I had. But, I don't know. It's still stuck. Did I break them? I was hoping that this saga would be over after 2 years, but clearly there's going to be more to this. So stay tuned, subscribe, like, comment, tell me what you think about this whole ordeal, and I'll see you next time. I don't really understand why, but this one seems to be locked up right here. I can close it, but I can't open it any further than that. This one, it seems to be okay, so it's that one that's holding me up. So if I move this, I'm gonna try to lift the door. That strut does not want to expand anymore. This one still has some give and it wants to go. So I don't know what happened. I was actually thinking about leaving the door shut and let it like recharge or something. I don't know how it works. I got scared that it might get stuck. I don't want the door stuck closed. So I'm gonna leave it open. I'll contact them tomorrow and hopefully they can help me out with this. Maybe I have to send them back. I don't know. 780's too strong.